if I put my 2 cents in?
No, honey, I don't mind.
Call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why have you come here tonight? Rain.
Where's my dough?
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Vibes and Stuff Live in the Morning. This your host, Chuck Allen, with your host, Uncle Freezy, coming to you live on a Friday. TGIF. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the building. Vibrant ones, how you doing this morning? How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm Gucci, man.
Great.
I'm Gucci.
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to apologize for the late start this morning. It was both of our faults because we're talking to one another like the cameras is on in the back. And Unc had to say, "Yo, man, let's go ahead and get this thing cracking." Man, we have something great conversation in store for y'all today. If this is your first time joining us, man, we appreciate it. Thank you for coming through. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Click all notifications so that whenever we go live or we upload something, you'll come kick it with us, man. Because it's vibe. Yes, sir. Uncle Freezy.
Yo.
You're vibing back there, and I don't think that's fair.
Yeah, I got the bridge,
man.
I got the bridge playing in my ear. The bridge. Hip hop set out in the park. We used to do it out in the dark. Yo, that's my joint. That's my joint, bro. I can't help it. I love 80s hip hop. And I always say the lyrics wrong, right? I say hip hop set out in the park. We used to do it out in the dark. And it used to go hip hop set out in the dark. We used to do it out in the park. That's MC Shan. How you say it's one of the. I'm not an MC Shan fan. Right?
I never liked his voice.
Yeah. His pen was okay. His hooks used to always be whack, except for the bridge. You know what I'm saying? Because he had this joint, beat biter, dope style taker, tell you to your face you ain't nothing but a faker. And I'm like, just give your hooks to somebody. Go get a chick. Just let the chick sing or something. Don't do your own hooks. Don't do your own hooks, MC Shan. That's my only. MC Shan had a hook that went like, it don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing. Do. MC Shan, that's whack, bro. How you let that get out the basement, bro?
Wait, that's what I was about to say. What everybody's supposed to.
Everybody's supposed to be doing that Cab Calloway.
Oh, they doing the Charleston Shuffle. Wow, get the out of here, man. But
the greatest thing he might ever did was find snow.
Yeah. Oh man, I watched his interview, man. Like some of the stuff I kind of remember from that time. But I remember him hitting on the box. I'll never forget that. Him hitting on the box. I was going to Boys and Girls Club in Flushing, Queens. And they used to have a big TV in the day room. And that's all the kids would do, be on the box, going to the payphone, trying to order something on the box. And that joint came on. And my initial reaction to this was like, this is BS. This is another Milli Vanilli. There's no way that white guy is saying any of these lyrics. This dude, no way. and I was
Yeah,
completely.
he looked like the 8th member of Color Me Bad.
Doesn't
He looked like it. He looked like it. He looked like the half white Spanish dude from Color Me Bad, the dude with the hair coming, yeah.
Yes.
I adore me. I adore that one.
He another
But
John
but
B.
but
Because you can't tell me when you first saw and heard John B, you didn't think he was yo. He got to be Spanish, yo.
yeah, he gotta be Spanish.
He got to be Spanish, yo. He's Spanish. Then he
he's
had the
Spanish
little
or
goatee
something.
joint too. Oh, he's Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh, he can get me Joe a little bit. Oh man, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy might be. Oh, he white. Oh.
He all white. He just
All.
to the yeah. But yo, when you listen to his albums, my only knock on, and I'm gonna get back to the 80s hip hop point, but
Right.
my only knock on John B albums is they had a vibe, like you could tell either John B, Tony Braxton, or Babyface could sing it. Like the songs they had.
And that's who wrote it. That's exactly who wrote it. Babyface.
Yeah,
Babyface wrote all that stuff, and you could tell.
Yeah.
You can tell when Babyface write it because the artist ends up sounding like Babyface.
It's a Babyface vibe. Yep. It's a Babyface vibe. Just like the SOS band in New Edition. Like people like that's the SOS band. Who's that? But the SOS band and New Edition, they musical vibe was the same. It's just a couple years apart. And people people don't connect those dots. But then when you say Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, then you like, oh, that's what it is. Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Because Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, they will ISO a lead singer. Like they'll cut out all the music except for like it'll be like minimal music while the lead singer is singing, and then the music will come in, and then the chorus and background will come in together.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh my good. Like the song Tender Love. When you hear Tender Love, here I stand all alone.
Mm-hmm.
Talking. And then everybody come in. All the tender love is given to me. All the harmony.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yo, I love that
man.
song to this day.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Where's Alfred Griffin at when we need him?
Yeah, for real. Speaking of that, salute to the chat. Salute to everybody that's in the building. King Poppy's in the building. Miss Geraldine, she's in the building. Salute. Wayne Peterson's in the building.
Yeah,
and
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's so chat. But we were backstage. What happened was I got hit up by Nate. Nate won't be able to make it until after 9, and then so I was gonna put together some slides in order to do like a presentation on the air. And I was like, I ain't gonna do that. It's Friday, and we just be informal. And so Chuck and I started talking, and then we got behind time. And while we was working on stuff, we was talking 80s hip hop, and that's how the conversation. Like as soon as y'all come in, y'all come right into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Wayne Peterson is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Chuck. So I often have this conversation with my friends, and a lot of them think I'm crazy when I tell them that Houdini is better than Run DMC. When I say Houdini, in my opinion, not that Run DMC is bad. I think my preference is Houdini. Right? Because Houdini spoke to common stuff. Like when Houdini was out, when Houdini was in a heyday, I was like teenager stage, like, you know what I'm saying, mid-teens, like 15, 16, and they was talking about stuff like Friends and One Love, about the thing with your girl, you know what I'm saying, and Big Mouth, and
Got to think about
5 Minutes of Funk. Yeah, when the first time I heard 5 Minutes of Funk, I know like I was coming home from school, cutting through the basketball court, and I just heard the beat just busting from this Dope Boy car. Boom, 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 boom. And everybody was standing around like, yo, that is fire. Right? We just listened to it over and over again, man. This Houdini, man. It took for bro. 5 Minutes of Funk. Yo, you can't top joints like that, bro. And then New York Hot Tracks. Carlos, whatever his name is, that used to host New York. You remember New York Hot Tracks where they used to play videos on Friday night? Am I aging myself? Anybody in the chat remember New York Hot Tracks? Used to come on Channel 7. Carlos. Oh, what's the dude's name? Oh, God dog it. So New York Hot Tracks TV show host
Carlos
Carlos de Jesus, is that his name?
De Jesus.
Oh,
Yes, that's exactly his name.
Carlos de Jesus. Yeah, man. Carlos de Jesus was the host, right? And New York Hot Tracks will come on. They had like you remember TV shows used to have the TV show theme, like every show had like a theme, like this is
Right.
the theme song for like Days of Our Lives and all that. So everybody had a theme song, and New York Hot Tracks had one. But then when 5 Minutes of Funk came out, and in them horns, dun, 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 and so I'm like, oh my God, that was the joint, bro. And so, man, I argue with my friends to this day, man. I'm like, yeah, Houdini was better than Run DMC. And they're like, man, are you crazy? And they like, and I'm like, what's the dopest thing Run DMC ever did? Right. And this is what they say. Man, they did a crossover song, Walk This Way with stop right there. Okay. They did a crossover song with a Watch Up group that wound up being a mega band, right?
Yeah.
But Houdini did a joint back in the early 80s called One Love. One love. Yeah, you gotta have just one love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you hear it, you're like, yo, hip hop will never be the same.
Right.
They made up their own hook. It sounded R&B-ish, and they made it. They didn't sample it. I don't believe it was a sample. I believe that was all original music that they used for that song One Love, right? And yo, and we always said, yo, one love, son, one. We were saying that we had to start saying it after Houdini, right? We didn't start when your homeboy leave. We didn't start saying Peter Piper. All right, Peter Piper, yo.
I think as kids or young people, we romanticize things a lot. I think they were one of the groups that was romanticized because I go back and listen because some people from the 80s were definitely ahead of their time because their music doesn't sound quintessential 80s.
Right.
Like why are you sure this was the 80s? Like, yeah, this is the 80s. And then there were some that sounded yeah, this is definitely 80s.
Definitely the 80s. Definitely the 80s.
The more and more that I think about it, I would put Salt and Pepper ahead of them too.
Yep.
Because if we being really, really honest, their rhymes were very elementary. When you say them now, they kind of make you cringe. Some of it.
Yeah.
I think they got the benefit of Rush Management / Def Jam.
The hype machine. Yeah.
Right. The hype machine.
Yeah. Yo.
I know a lot of people that thought they were corny. I'm being honest. They're corny.
And word on the street was, yo, you can't battle Run DMC because they are the golden goose. If you destroy them, you're gonna destroy hip hop. And so there was an unwritten rule that you couldn't touch Run DMC. You couldn't battle them or nothing. First of all, they was kids. Run DMC was like 16, 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? They look like, when you look back on them, they look like they was about 30. Nah. Run was 16, DMC was about 17. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes was, I'm not gonna say little boys, I'm gonna say they was young.
Yeah, but that can't be the excuse, because they also had another young guy, the very first signee to Def Jam,
who was younger than them.
That was younger than them, and he was rapping.
Yeah,
he was, that little young whippersnapper was rapping.
And he told you to your face, no rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and stick his face in the sand.
Yo, I still think that rhyme to this day is so fire.
Forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies.
I'm like, yo, this is a 15, 16-year-old kid in the 80s saying this. Go back and listen to what they were saying in the 80s. Yeah. Go look back. Go listen to that. And you be like, man.
Everybody was yelling into the microphone. That's what I'm saying. With Houdini, they wasn't yelling into the mics. These dudes was charismatic. They was suave. They was debonair. You know what I'm saying? When dudes was having like on a dog collar and no shirt and a diaper on their head and a Band-Aid on one side of their face and lipstick half on one side and they grandma necklace on, trying to dress like Confunction, you know, Houdini was dressing like them dudes that you would see in the club. Loafers, you know what I'm saying?
yo, hey man, hold on for a second. Hold on. You keep rocking. I just need to do something real quick.
Okay. All right. So yeah, y'all. So basically, man, Houdini was the group that was just mad suave, and y'all know it. Y'all know, if y'all was around or when you look back at it, Houdini was that group where they was just like the dudes that was cool. Like they would the suit t-shirt with the blade, they would dress like Miami Vice. They was like Miami Vice style, right? Or something like that. They was always cool. Now they were wild. But in their videos, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have on Kango hats, and bomber jackets and a bunch of truck jewelry on. You know what I'm saying? They had, you know what I'm saying, they didn't rock Cazals. You know what I'm saying? They you know, they didn't have on Diodoras and Adidas. They were smooth. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes legit were like the gentlemen of you know what I'm saying? That was their shtick. They was smooth. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I can't see it. It's getting blacked out. The background is in it. There it is. Yeah, man. Look at all them froze. Yeah, man. That is crazy, bro. That's crazy. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, man.
Nah, man, that was Confunction.
That was Confunction. I couldn't say. That is Confunction. I could see the dude from MC Hammer. Yeah, that's Confunction. Yeah. Okay. Confunction. They got one of my favorite songs, bro. They wrote one of my favorite songs. It's a song called Love's Train. That's one of my favorite songs. Love hearing it, man. Yeah, man. And so Wayne Peterson says Run DMC dressed like 80s drug dealers. Yeah, man. With track suits and necklace. Yeah. But they didn't dress like that at first, though. They dressed like Curtis Blow at first. You remember that?
Oh yeah, when he had the leather hat and the vest, zipper vest.
No. I'm talking about with blazers and shirt and tie. Run DMC used to, yeah. And Jam Master Jay, when they changed DJs to Jam Master Jay was like, yo, take all that stuff y'all got on and put it in that trash can. And take a bottle of lighter fluid and drop it in there. And then take a torch and burn it. Take the ashes. Jam Master Jay was like, yo, don't y'all never come out looking like that no more. Y'all street dudes. Jam Master Jay was like, yo, don't you never represent Hollis Queens like that ever again. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not Curtis Blow. Y'all Run DMC. Why y'all dressing like Curtis Blow? Well, it's because DJ Run used to be Curtis Blow DJ. That's why. You know what I'm saying? Curtis Blow was, yeah.
That's why we gotta give those guys a little bit of grace, because they were just following the people that were before them, because that's how it goes. You learn from the people before you, and then you add your little bit to the mix to make it your own.
Right.
So I can understand. I wish I could go back and take some of the things out that I just said, because I would love to have DMC on the show for sure.
Right. I love DMC, bro. I think I think DMC is the realest rap artist that you will ever encounter. DMC is the realest. Him and probably Ice-T. Probably the realest artists that you probably ever encounter, bro.
Okay.
But with that said, though, yeah, man, I remember there was groups out there that wanted to battle Run DMC, like the Treacherous 3. Man, yo, LA Sunshine versus Run DMC.
At that time,
But them dudes was too old for Run DMC, though. You know what I'm saying? Busy B Starsky was too old for Run DMC, bro. They would have dusted Run DMC. Man, look.
Wait, hold up. Hold on for a second. Is Salt and Pepper older than Run and DMC?
No, I don't think so.
So if Love Bug Starsky was too old to battle them, and they're not older than Salt and Pepper.
Nah.
Then how was Love Bug Starsky in a relationship with Salt?
I don't know.
Because in every interview that when people talk about, like, especially from the groups that were associated with him.
No, you talk about Herbie Lovebug.
Herbie Lovebug, god damn it.
Yeah.
See, that's what happened in the 80s. Everybody had all these names that were so damn similar.
Yeah.
Herbie Lovebug. There we go.
Yeah.
Lovebug Starsky was a teenager like them.
Yeah.
So
there was a Lovebug Starsky and a Busy Bee Starsky, right? So Lovebug Starsky was a hip hop, the hip to the hip hop. You don't stop, the rock to the bang bang boogie, the up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. That's Lovebug Starsky. That's late 70s. And then there is a Busy Bee Starsky who took Starsky from Lovebug because it sounded dope. It's like the first time you heard Young something, and then everybody else just added Young to their name. Like the first time you heard The first time you heard Young on somebody's name was who? I'm gonna tell you who it is. I already know who it is. And when I say it, you're gonna be like, oh yeah. Don't just stand there, bust the groove. If you want it, you got it. If you want it, baby. That was 1988. So yo, Young MC. But then again, think about all the people that put Young in front of their name after that. Thousands of them, hundreds of them, right? Like, think of the first time you heard somebody put Ice in front of their name or in their name. And then think about all the Ices that came afterwards. The first time I heard Ice was Ice-T. Ice-T was the first Ice something I heard. Right? 6 in the morning, 1987.
6 in the morning, fresh
across the bathroom floor. Yeah, Ice-T. Yeah. And then
still go hard.
Yes. And then you heard a whole bunch of Ice dudes after that.
Yeah. Italian Ice. Exactly, because they was like, wait a minute, there's an Ice-T and an Ice Cube.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Man.
Okay.
Because back then, because before that, everybody like if you was a DJ, right, you used to be DJ such and such until you was popular, and then you became Grandmaster such and such because you were so highly requested.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't be DJ, you couldn't be Grandmaster until you were so highly requested that they just changed your name in the hood. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man.
I didn't know that. That makes a lot of sense. For the love of the game in the building,
in the building. Yeah, man. And so I said all of that to say Run DMC was untouchable because if you ruined Run DMC, you would stop everybody from making money. You know what I'm saying? Because there was a group that came out. It was like
the commercial,
hip hop, the hip. Yep. And what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me and the groove are gonna try to move your feet. I am the mic, and I like to say hello. Dope song, right? Dope song. All it was Good Times, the instrumental.
Yeah.
Right, and everybody was just flipping over the other side of the thing and just trying to rhyme on it back then. Notice I said rhyme and not rap because they two different things in my opinion. Right, rhyming and rapping is one thing, and spitting is something else. So rhyming, rapping, spitting, all of it is all three different things to me, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like Too Short is a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Too Short is a rapper. Biggie was a rapper. You know, Jay-Z, Nas, they spitters. You know what I'm saying? Young MC, he a rhymer. You know what I'm saying? Like he just gonna. Slick Rick is a dabble in all of them, but mostly a storyteller, a rhymer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know, people. I guess people don't know the distinction and don't even care because what they hear it all sounds the same, but it's not all the same.
Right.
Two Live Crew, they rappers.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. That's always been the argument within hip hop is that we're all not the same. Y'all quick to lump everything, and it's just not the same. And that's why you have a lot of artists right now, like the stuff that these guys doing. That's not rap. That's not. Well, they'll say it's not hip hop, and I say it is hip hop. It's just not. It's just not rap.
It's just Yeah, I agree with you.
It's because everyone and me and you have this conversation often. that hip hop is a culture.
Yep.
That music that they're making, even though you might not like it or it's not your cup of tea, it's coming from the culture.
Yeah.
Like this is music that is made in like you can't put it in any other category, right? So it is hip hop music. It might not necessarily be rap, right? And I think for our culture, rap is not the only music of our culture. There's R&B to it, even a little bit of pop. Like, yeah, Usher is R&B, but he hip hop too.
He hip hop, that hip hop element. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, like Flow Rider, Usher, Flow Rider, Lil Jon, all yes, that got that.
Yeah.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, the whole
because you gotta have that.
Her. Yeah.
You gotta have that because guess what? There's always been the party MC. Then the birth of the lyrical MC. And that right. And the Busy Bee, Kool Moe Dee. That was a party rapper versus
a spitter.
A spitter. And it was and then you saw the clear difference. And it wasn't like Busy Bee didn't rock the party. He rocked the party, right? But his rocking the party didn't seem the same once you heard a spitter get up there and was like, are we gonna put that Bob Diddy Bob put that bullshit on hold.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa. Wait a minute. He was rapping like this in the early 80s. And it was just rapid fire. And it was like, if you were in the party, you might have been like, yeah, man, now Busy Bee wiped the floor with him, man. Because the crowd went crazy. And that's a part of being an MC too. Mastering the crowd, moving the crowd, the master of ceremony. So he did his job, but when you got a hold to the tape, that grainy ass tape. Yeah. And it was like, did you hear what he said? And I think that's when things changed. Like, yo, did you hear? Are y'all hearing what they're saying? Y'all hearing what they're saying?
And Chuck, you know what he rapped to, right? He so for those that don't know hip hop like that, Kool Moe Dee slowed down Herbie Hancock's Headhunters, right? A classic sample beat, sample beat. All he did was take the 45 and play that 33, right? And he said, at first, if Busy Bee would have just shut his mouth, he would have got the trophy and went home and still had a career. But Busy Bee like, I'm the best MC in the world. Harlem world, represent. You know what I'm saying? Harlem USA. Harlem. Ain't nothing but. And so Kool Moe Dee from Harlem also, right? Mm-hmm. And you hear all these dudes say the same thing. 125 and Satanic. I don't even know. I ain't never been there before, right? I ain't never been there before, right? But this dude, one dude lived on LA Sunshine lived on 124th. Kool Moe Dee lived on 125th, or vice versa, something like that. And so Busy Bee like, I'm the greatest rapper ever to come out of Harlem. And Kool Moe Dee said, what? You heard me, chump. This is how people used to talk in the 70s. You heard me, chump. I'm the greatest rapper to ever come out of Harlem. Now, Busy Bee, call him a chump. You know, Busy Bee ain't intimidating at all. He the life of the party, bro. He like that dude that loved to have fun and all that, right? Yeah. And so Kool Moe Dee was like, yo, hold this microphone. I'll be right back. And this dude goes and takes 3 minutes and looks in the mirror and comes back. And hold, Busy Bee. I don't mean to be bold, but put that Bob on hold. And let's get down to the nitty gritty, because when it comes to a rap contest, you ain't ish. And after that, nobody, you ain't even want to hear the rest. Everybody was like, oh. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Because before that, like Grandmaster Caz said, before that, when people used to battle, they used to just do their own performance. You know what I'm saying? Do their little, little performance on the stage and all that. But Kumo D called out another rapper to his face.
Yeah. Now they you know, they was I think it was maybe the Beef DVD I seen 20 years ago. Where they were talking about that night, and you know, they're showing footage from Wild Style.
Yeah.
With busy talking crazy. Yo, he had that Muhammad Ali thing down packed.
Yeah.
Coming in the club, talking, the champ is here. The
Yeah.
champ is here.
Yes.
I'm taking out all bums, all challenges.
Yes.
And then somebody say, you can't beat Modi. I'm taking out all suckers and all bums.
Oh boy. Yeah, he shouldn't have did that.
He shouldn't have did. He shouldn't have did that. Not some guy who prides himself on his lyrics and being a lyricist.
Yeah.
Nah. Especially, and that still happens today. Like you'll have a party MC or a club rapper who has success, commercial success with whatever their song is, whatever their song is, and so they feel like because they have commercial success that they in the rap community they have a level of respect, and people that can really rap like, nah, that ain't it. You're just a bitter hater because I'm getting money and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah, but you can't really rap like this.
Right.
I may not be able to sell records like that, but when it comes to this rap thing, you can't do it like I do it. And so that has always that's been something that has always gone on, and that's what people look at. Like when Soulja Boy came out, people were like, "Oh man, that's not rap." I'm like, no, it is.
Yeah,
it is. But y'all, he is 16, 17-year-old kid, a week or two removed from working at Burger King.
Yeah.
What in the world do you think he was going to be talking about?
Right.
But kid stuff
he know.
Right. And as he got a little bit older and his content changed, then y'all flipped on him again.
Yeah.
You ain't no gangster. You ain't no. I'm like, you can't listen, man. You're gonna have the party MCs. You're gonna have the religious MCs, whether they 5%ers, whether they Christians, whether they Israelites. You're gonna have those. You're gonna have your conspiracy theorist MCs.
You're right.
You know.
What's my man name from New Orleans? With the whack Jay-Z album. He did his he did an album and it was like a Jay-Z album. Jay Electronica. Remember Jay Electronica?
Jay Electronica, the Jay-Z album. I was about to say Jay Electronica don't have an album, but that's right. He did put out a project with Jay-Z.
Yeah. He put out a solo album with Jay-Z just about on every song.
Them training wheels, man.
Come on.
And then you let Jay outshine you on all those records?
Yes.
But Jay, I hate that you even mentioned his name. Jay does that. Jay sabotages guys like that, man. Jay sabotages guys like that.
Memphis, you talking about like Memphis Bleek?
Like,
yeah.
Come on, he was telling everybody he was the next Jay-Z. Memphis Bleek is the next Jay-Z. Fuck out of here. Like, are you crazy?
Memphis Bleek was good, but he wasn't. Memphis Bleek was, in my opinion,
Memphis Bleek had ghostwriters. Go ahead.
Memphis Bleek had ghostwriters?
Jay-Z wrote his first right to come up. I done came up with my life on the line. Jay-Z wrote that.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Go watch one of Memphis Bleek's early drink champs when they first started. When it was like shooting in the hotel room. He says that Jay-Z wrote that. Jay wrote that.
Get out of it. Nate, what's good, man? How you doing, man?
What's going on?
Nate.
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We was just talking hip hop, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's good to see you, brother. Everything well?
Yes, sir. Everything's going good. Going good. No complaints.
Good, good. We still getting together tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Man, we was just talking, chopping it up about hip hop, and man, so sometimes we get so intense with the conversations, bro. You know what I'm saying? we get so intense with the conversation. But so I did a thumbnail, man. I wanted to talk about finances a little bit. I also want to get back to the hip hop conversation. So for those of y'all watching, I'm gonna put a small pin, just real quick. Just put a small pin in the hip hop conversation just for a minute, since Nate is here, and then we'll talk a little bit about home ownership and finances and things of that sort, and then what I'm saying, we'll Nate will go back to counting his money and counting his houses and cars and stuff, and we'll just jump back on hip hop. Yeah, man. Hey Chuck, I gotta do something real quick, man. I gotta do something really quick. I'll be right back, guys. Okay.
No problem.
All right.
So how you doing this morning, Nate?
Doing good, Chuck. Doing good. What about you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I can't complain, man. Can't complain at all. So I don't know how much of the conversation you heard when we were before you came in. Are you a hip hop fan, Nate?
Oh yeah, of course, man. Of course. I was listening. I actually came on when you were talking about Memphis Bleek had ghostwriters. I didn't know that.
Yes, absolutely. Jay wrote his first rhyme, and there have been other people to write. Sauce Money wrote a lot of stuff. Sauce Money wrote for Diddy, and from my understanding that he's did some stuff for Bleek too, because if I remember, Sauce Money was down with Jay-Z for a minute, and then all of a sudden he's out of the picture. But yeah.
Okay, because I knew somebody was writing for Diddy, because I knew he wasn't writing his own.
Everybody wrote for Diddy. Everybody who could write wrote for Diddy. And even if you didn't write for Diddy, I like this song. I'm taking it. Thank you. So
pretty much.
Because Diddy didn't have, that wasn't his talent. His talent was selling, marketing. Because he marketed some of the greatest, trashiest hip hop artists of all time. Because like everybody from Bad Boy, at least had one record or something like that. But when in the grand scheme of things, like Total, what was that really?
Yeah.
I mean,
it was an experiment, I guess.
They were what happened was they had a girl with a very unique voice, and Pam didn't sound like anything like that, and then he was like, I gotta have that. And like, because she was like on their biggest their most well-known joints is Pam singing the hook. Just like he went to Atlanta and found the male version of that with a guy with a unique voice in Slim, and now he has 112.
Yeah.
Because if you look at both of those groups, they were mirror images of each other. 3 people, and you have the lead singer or the one that does the most leads. They have a very unique, like, don't nobody else sound like that. But
Yeah,
did
that's
those
true.
groups do? Did those groups have the longevity of a Boyz II Men, or well, nobody really had that kind of longevity.
Yeah. Only people that really had that longevity was like New Edition, and that's because they kept, bringing members in.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the New Edition is the anomaly because everyone in every person in that group went on to have solo success, not just a little, like, I mean, huge.
Yeah.
Bobby Brown was a huge pop star. Even though I didn't like Ralph Tresvant's music like that, but even he had his day in the sun. And then the DVD was probably the biggest standout. Johnny had his solo joint, but I think they were probably the biggest standout out of that. And
Come on, BBD.
yeah,
man.
they were the biggest standout, but they weren't, they didn't have the vocal ability to go the distance.
Yeah,
because if they weren't going to do another album like their first album, then they might as well hang it up. Because you saw what happened when they did what was it?
Hootie Mac.
Hootie Mac.
Yeah. So the story behind that is where they failed is basically they did a R&B version of The Chronic, but they did innuendo. Like Hootie Mac was supposed to be like a weed, talking about smoking weed, right? But they didn't say it was about smoking weed. So now people guessing. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre come out right at the same time with a joint called The Chronic, the weed album. And Kev's like, oh, this is a classic off rip, right? And Bell Biv DeVoe like, oh, why didn't we just tell him Hootie Mac, the weed album? You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing. They said they wanted to get away from the New Edition, clean cut, cookie cutter image. And so you get what you got from Bell Biv DeVoe, right?
Right.
You already went left. Do me, baby.
Yeah.
Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Come on, man.
You already did that. Backstage, underage, adolescent. How you doing?
Fine. So you already crossed that line, so you might as well go ahead and say what you want to say because you've already brought those. Yo, we're adults now.
Yeah,
we're adults now. We backstage smashing, so you can easily talk about smoke. But here's the thing: we wasn't socially acceptable then. You was a pothead. You smoking that reefers.
Yeah, and then they came out of a group of crooners. Right, they come out of a group of crooners, right, and then, but you knew the Bell when you listen to the albums, you could tell the Ralph Tresvant songs, you could tell the Ricky Bell song, you could tell the Johnny Gill song, and you could tell the Bell Biv DeVoe song, right? So when you listen to Any Heartbreak is a Bell Biv DeVoe song. You remember when they had the yellow tops and the black pants and the mismatched shoes? That's not New Edition. That's Bell Biv DeVoe. They on the video riding on scooters and drinking champagne in girls' faces and pointing.
That's Bell Biv DeVoe.
That's Bell Biv DeVoe. That's not everybody wearing the same suit. We look like the Temptations. That's New Edition. You know what I'm saying? And then when you heard it, and so for those that don't know, that verse that we quoted, Busta Rhymes wrote that. Backstage, underage, adolescent, how you doing? Fine. New Edition. how in the world New Edition would never consent to Busta Rhymes writing a verse for them on an album? They didn't even know who Busta was at the time. Nobody knew.
Nobody did.
Nobody knew because Leaders of the New School album hadn't even come out yet.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, people hadn't even heard Sob Story yet. Yo, my name is such and such. My name is Busta. My name is Carla. My name is Busta. What do you take me for, the local neighborhood pushover? Nobody had heard Sob Story yet, or Case of the PTA yet. Nobody had heard that. It's just another case of that old PTA. Boom, 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 boom. Busta Rhymes, the mighty infamous. So nobody had even heard that. Nobody had even heard the Dungeon Dragon yet. Rah, rah, the Dungeon Dragon. Nobody had even heard that yet before, you know what I'm saying? But it, you know, yeah, it you know, man, 80s hip hop, man. Hip hop. Yo, I am hip hop, bro. Me and Nate have Nate, you know what? Nate know this guy. So Chuck, the dude, the intro that I played for the Knicks Morning Drive, the Knicks at Night podcast. Yeah, that's me and Nate homeboy Dan Johns.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's our homeboy. He was in our fantasy football league together for years, man. We was like in this league for years. You know what I'm saying? And so he had a joint on his album, Beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I took the first joint off there. I was like, yo, I'm gonna play this for the intro. You know what I'm saying? And so that's me and Nate homeboy. He did that. That album, yo, in my mind, for my money, it's a classic. You know, I'm talking about a classic. It's a slept on classic. It's a the name of the group is called Divine Sons, and the album is called The Beautiful. And the first song off that album is what I play as the intro for the joints. A very, 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 very slept on album. You know what I'm saying? Very slept on. Yeah, man. Y'all was talking about 80s hip hop? Did I just come in and take over again?
No, man. Man, you good. No, you ain't take over. Man, I was just asking Nate, you know, if he was a fan of hip hop and things like that, and we just got off into that little quick conversation.
Yeah, man.
We definitely needed to further the conversation, but I know you said you wanted to talk about some financial stuff.
Yeah. I just wanted to do that with Nate real quick, man. While we got him, I wanted to get into like this expertise so that we can enrich the people, and then maybe we can get back to the hip hop thing.
Yeah.
So Nate, how important is it for somebody to have their personal budget ready after they make their initial home purchase? Should you line your budget up first and then make the purchase and then go about life accordingly, or should you make the purchase first, just get the purchase over with, and then try to get your finances together afterwards? I'm talking about from a practical sense.
A practical sense, I would say doing kind of simultaneously, because when you're working on your budget, it's good to know how much house you can afford before you even, you know, like start looking at houses.
Okay.
You know, like kind of, because you know how much your rent is.
Yeah.
And in most cases, well, here in South Carolina, your rent may actually be more than your mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Like, because here the average rent is around between $1,200 to $1,500.
Okay.
And depending on the house you get, your mortgage may be anywhere from $800 to maybe $1,200 at the most, depending on, you know, your taxes and insurance and all that stuff. So I would say kind of doing simultaneously, you know, then start actually looking for a house. And once you start that process and you actually find a house and get one under contract, they'll give you what's called a like a loan estimate. So it'll basically tell you like your house payment will be in this range. Basically
Right.
around, they may say around 1,100. It may be a little
Right.
more or a little less.
Based on your
But
down payment, how many years, the term, and all the interest rate and all that stuff, right?
right.
Yeah.
Right. So they'll give you like that estimate. And it may be a few dollars off. It may be about $30, $40 off, depending on, just what the taxes are and when you actually close, because that determines how much taxes you have to pay on the property for that year.
Right.
So it may fluctuate a little, but that'll give you a rough estimate. You can take that amount, you can go ahead and plug that into your budget, and kind of know what you got to play with. So you could do it that way.
Okay. Okay. All right. In your travels, man, about what age group do you see people settle in and look to make a home purchase? Look to buy their first home. The reason why I ask is because when I talk to young people, some young people be like, "Man, I ain't ready yet. I don't know if I'm gonna set down roots in this city, or I don't know if I'm gonna be here long term, or I don't want to buy something too big and then I'm in here by myself, or I don't want to buy something too small and then I start having a family and then I gotta." So about what age do you see, man, people usually settle in and buy their first home?
It honestly it varies. I mean, I've seen cases where most of my clients have been from say like 30 to 40, 30 to 45.
Okay.
Most of them, but there have been cases like I'll use myself for example. I bought my first home at 26.
Okay.
So there are, instances where people can buy a home, at a younger age.
Right.
It just all depends on what they want to do. And to with your point about, they're saying they may not be in the area long, you could always either use that first home as a rental, to have that income coming in, or you could also always sell it. Say you're in the home for 5 years. You bought at 100,000. Improvements are going on in the area. Just say it appreciates to 150.
Right.
You sell the house at 150, you're going to clear at least 50,000.
Okay.
Well, let's say around 40, 45, because you got to pay, realtor fees and everything. But just say you clear 40,000. Now you got that money you can take and go to purchase another home.
Right. Okay. Okay. Do you see Chuck question in the private chat? Can you see it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The difference. His question is, what's the difference between a home inspector and a home appraiser?
Right.
Okay. The difference is with a home appraiser, they just look at basically the exterior of the property. They just look at the square footage, what all you have in the property, and they do come on the inside, but they don't actually like check anything.
Right.
They just, take pictures of like, the kitchens, the bathrooms, bedrooms, stuff like that. But a home inspector actually goes a step further, and they check everything. They check your electrical, the plumbing, they check the roof, the kitchen, the sinks to make sure there's no leaks or anything. Right. They check your foundation. If you're on a crawl space, they crawl under the house and inspect the pipes and everything. They, check for pretty much everything. They climb on the roof. Right. They make sure there's no, structural damage on the roof. There's no roof leaks. Right. They check in your attic to make sure there's sufficient ventilation in the attic. Yeah, they go a lot further than an appraiser does. An appraiser pretty much, they just check to make sure the square footage is what it is. You have the number of bedrooms and bathrooms you said. And there's no like real major damage. Right. And that's basically, they're just getting the value of the property. That's what the appraiser does. Okay. They get the value of the property, but the home inspector makes sure that the property is worthy of, being inhabited. And they let you know like any damages they see. Okay. Then you can use that information to negotiate with the seller on actually what to buy. Like what to repair in the house, what really needs repairing. Because based on your loan, some loans won't give you the money for the property if certain things aren't repaired.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So speaking of loans, real quick, Nate, which would be the better mortgage loan, the 15-year or 30-year mortgage loan?
That actually depends on your situation.
Okay.
Because now, one thing, the 15-year mortgage is going to be more expensive than the 30-year because you don't have as much time to pay it. So your payments are going to be more.
Right.
Okay.
I would say what I would advise, depending on the situation, would be to get a 30-year mortgage, and then you can always pay extra on it.
Pay it like it's 15. Yeah.
Right. You can either pay it like every 2 weeks, pay half of it every 2 weeks, or just say your payment is $1,000. You may pay $1,500 on it, $1,500 to $2,000 to cut that payment down, to cut the time frame down. So you could actually, even by paying one payment a year, you could take like 7 years off of the loan.
Yep. And tell you what I did too, Chuck, is when I do it, right? When I do it, I pay the total amount due for the month, and then I take the additional and pay towards principal.
Right.
Right. So say if my payment is $1,247, I'm sending $1,500, right? And that extra $253, I'm telling them specifically, don't hold this in no stupid account, right? Mm-hmm. Don't put this in escrow or nothing crazy, no side account, right? Apply this money to principal, right? Even if I got to send it in writing, even if I got to send them something in writing, anytime I have an overage, apply it to principal. Because sometimes people require you to do that. Because sometimes if it's over, they'll hold it. And then that way, if you send a payment and it's short, they'll have some money to make a whole payment with. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to do that. I want you to every time I send you some extra money, every time there's some extra, right? Every time there's some extra, apply it to principal. That way, that principal comes out every month. And then when you get your statement, when you get your monthly statement, ensure that the amount that you sent, all of it went, your payment is made and you're current, right? And then make sure that money is coming off your principal. And so another thing I do, like I do it like a round number. Say the principal balance is $100,740. Well, I'll send $750 because that's a treat for me. You know what I'm saying? I'll send the house payment and then $750, and then that'll get it to 99,000 something. And I'm like, yeah, now I'm down below 100,000. And then I'll keep doing it like that. Like if I get a gift or some money come in, like my boat, like if my ship come in, then you know what I'm saying, like I hit the Powerball or something, or just hit a scratch off, I'll take that money and apply it to principal and pay down. Right? And like the joint I'm in right now, me and Mo paid it off in like 7 years. And so while it's not the Taj Mahal, it's paid for outright, free and clear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just a little something.
I want to ask both of you gentlemen a question. Nate, you being the real estate agent, Uncle Freezy, you have experience in finance and you've paid for your own home.
Yeah, man. And I worked for mortgage companies for years, bro. I worked for mortgage companies for years and years and years.
So I saw something on a financial channel, and I was trying to find the clip that I could post it in the private chat. A financial, I guess he's a guru or at least a financial advisor, said that buying property, buying a house, is a waste of money because you never really own it. He said that renting would be your best option, because with renter, you have renters insurance, you have when you die, you don't have any bills left. That's what he's basically saying. I wish I had.
Nate, you want to take this one? Because I'm gonna laugh when I say something.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Okay.
Again, every situation is different.
Yep.
So it kind of depends on the area. Like here, it wouldn't. In some instances, it wouldn't make sense to rent forever because, like I say, your rent is $1,500.
Right.
You could get a mortgage for $1,000.
Yeah.
The extra $500, you could actually use that to pay off the house.
Right.
See, and I know while technically they say you don't own it because you still have to pay taxes on it every year. So if you don't pay the taxes, they will, try to take it. But once you get it paid off, okay, your taxes may be $1,000. Would you rather pay that $1,000 once a year, or have to pay $1,500 every month for the rest of your life because you're renting?
Well, Nate. So for one, we were talking about like people that say stuff like that. I'm just gonna ask just to check their credentials, right? And because for one, you've heard of real estate, but you've never heard of rent estate. You ever heard of a rent estate broker? No, right? And secondly, once you enter into a mortgage, unless it's an adjustable rate mortgage, that mortgage amount, if you get fixed, it's going to be fixed until that term is satisfied, right? And the deed to that place is in the hand of a trustee, meaning nobody can come in between that transaction. You bought it from the bank, right? The bank don't have ownership of the deed. Well, they are the lien holder, right? But what it looks like in law is that you are the homeowner, right? When you sign the document, it says homeowner all the way through, right? All the way when you make your purchase, you are going to be the homeowner. So you're the homeowner, even though the deed is held in the hand of a third-party trustee. And,
well, actually, not to cut you off, but actually, you have the deed. You get a copy of the deed. So the house is yours. You're just making the payments to the bank to pay out that debt, that loan.
Well,
so you actually have the house, but
you had a. Well, I'm sorry, I said deed. I meant to say it's a doc. You said I don't know if it's title. Is it title?
Maybe
it's
something.
It might be title. It's probably title. But what happens is, since the two parties are entered into a financial agreement, right? The thing is sent to a third party, so the bank can't resell it while you're paying for it, and you can't have ownership of it until you satisfy the note, right? So there's a note, an agreement that you have with the bank, like I'm gonna pay this amount, and you have an amortization schedule, and it's if it's 30 years. It'll have payment 1 through payment 360 on it, right? And you pay these amounts, and you'll see principal and interest, how much principal goes and how much interest goes until the whole thing is satisfied. With a rental, when a rental situation, if Chuck is renting from me, and I don't want the property no more, I can sell it to Nate, and ain't nothing Chuck can do about it. And Nate can come in and raise the rent at the end of that rent agreement, at the end of that, say the first year. He can raise rent by what is it in South Carolina, by at least 5% or up to 5%?
It all depends. I mean, different areas are doing different things, because if someone comes in, say like me being a new owner, I can come in and say, okay, all my other properties are at $2,000. This one is at $1,500. Look, I'm gonna come in. It's gonna be $2,000.
$2,000.
Yeah, like I gotta get you where everybody else is. So it all depends on the on the landlord.
Yeah, man. So the thing about renting, what I would suggest, if you absolutely have to rent, right? If you're in that transient state where you feel like, I don't know if I'm gonna stay, or I can't find a home this close to where I want to live, but I got to live in this area, so I have to rent, then that's fine to be in that mindset. But if you're in a place where you have an option, in my opinion, owning is better than renting. Now, if it's a car, I could be okay with the leasing aspect of it. You know, leasing a car, because as soon as you pull a car off the lot, it's going to depreciate.
Exactly.
Right? And so you lease for say 36 months, and then enter into a new lease on a newer model car. That way you can stay in a modern, updated car. But when it comes to home ownership, though, you want to, I always look at it as nobody is going to treat your stuff the way that you would treat your stuff. Right?
Thanks.
You know what I'm saying? So like when you let people borrow stuff, when you let people rent stuff from the renters from the landlord aspect of it, you know, you're going to constantly have to make repairs and all that stuff, because ain't nobody going to treat it like it's theirs. But then if you, from a renter's aspect, there's no harm in renting if that's your option. But in terms of advice, which is better, I would never tell someone that has an option to buy, like say for instance they work in Manhattan, and the rent and a purchase, the bottom line of it is the same amount per month. Man, buy it. Because once you buy it, the property is going to appreciate based on, because real estate is about location.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So instead of you renting, and then in 2 years they come in and saying, your rent is going up by $450, and now you got to move all the way out to Queens because you can't live in Manhattan no more, when you could have been buying at a set rate. And then when you get ready to leave, you can rent out that property for more than you were paying in mortgage. That way your mortgage is covered, and you'll have something to invest in other stuff with.
Right.
Yeah. That's
I've been in the mortgage game for a long time, bro. People say a lot of things in the game, but what I would consider is what I would do is always consider your sources, man. Like, this sound kind of like somebody told me one time, man, if you want to invest, just put your money in a savings account.
How's that investing?
It's not.
Right.
It's not. Because as long as your bank has fees, you're gonna, in a savings account, you're gonna see, oh man, that $12,000 I had in my savings account, man, I got $32 off of that. That's dope. $12,000 in the bank, you got $32, right? But then on your other statement, it's gonna show where the bank charged you fees, and the fees was $47. So you wound up getting charged $15 for your savings account.
Yeah.
How am I investing?
Right. And another thing too, I know here with the requirements to rent are so high. It's like you have to have at least a 650 credit score, and you have to make 3 times the rent.
Yeah.
So if the rent payment is $1,500, you got to make $4,500 a month to afford, to actually qualify for the property.
Right.
Plus a 650 credit score. With those two combinations, you can buy a house. You can buy pretty much any house in Florence.
Right.
It's like, why rent when you can buy for cheaper?
Buy your own.
Yeah. And payments are cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say this too. So we got a couple. So Chuck, we got a couple of questions in the chat. Wayne Peterson says, if a married couple wants to buy, but one wants to have a rental property and the other the other a living space for them, should one put the house in their name and the other get a rental property?
Yeah, that is a smart way to do it.
Okay.
That's a smart way to do it. Either that or I would suggest looking at like a duplex, triplex type deal, something like that. That way you could stay in one unit and rent out the other unit.
Right.
You know, or if you have a triplex, you know, you stay in one and rent out the other 2 units. Now those units are making your mortgage payment.
Yeah.
You're basically living for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's one way to look at it too.
What I would say too, this is one thing I was going to talk to Chuck about this, right? So Chuck, coming up this year in the state of South Carolina, there'll be tax auctions, right? So what this is one thing that I would suggest to those that have a little bit money set to the side, right? Take this money, and even if you're a novice, go experience this. If you have some money saved, go to an auction and watch, because it only happens once a year. At least that's what I know. In Florence, it's once a year, right? In the first week of December.
Yeah, it's once a year, but then they do have like a sale every month as well. So they have 2.
Okay.
Like the tax sale is once a year, but then they have, I forget what it's called, but it's like another sale, and it's like the first Monday of every month.
Oh, I ain't never heard of that one.
Yeah, but they have 2. But the one you're talking about, I actually went last year.
Okay.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy. Yeah.
You
The only thing with it, you do have to hope, you know, you don't possess it until like a year and a day after.
Because you got to give the a homeowner a chance to redeem their taxes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It is a good way, you know, it is a good way to get some properties.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anybody there that's trying to buy, you know, that's trying to buy everything, you can actually get some good ones. But it's crazy. I went to, like I said, I went last year, actually to the one in Marion.
Right.
And it was just one person there, and all they did was just keep their hand up
bro,
the whole time.
I'm
like, what is going on? Like everything that came up, yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
And they leave their hand up, so you know everybody's bidding, and they just got their hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm outbid everybody, so don't even worry about it. Basically.
Yeah. And the bidding starts so low that if you go there with bread, then
yeah,
you know. But what I would suggest in this case is, an old man told me, he was like, yo, take about $10,000. And I think, how much do you have to put down though? You have to in order to, and you have to have
but you don't have to have anything to bid. Okay. All you have to do is pretty much go there, and you know you just have to sign up to bid. It's just that once you win a property, right? You have to have, I think, like 30% that day.
Okay.
Then they give you like, I think it's up to 30 days to pay the balance.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to have some money that day, or you know, depending on the price of it, you can go ahead and pay the full amount.
Right.
And then they also have like they do like a backstory on the property too. On some of them, like, you know, well, they give everybody opportunity. They say like the address is 123 Main Street.
Right.
Does anyone here, you know anything about this property? They feel like, that's my grandfather's property. Somebody who was supposed to pay the taxes on it didn't do it. I'm here to keep the property in the family. It's okay, then everybody's like, okay, well, you can either bid on it or not. You can let him get it for whatever the taxes are on it, or everybody can bid on it. Right. Sometimes, people let it go. Sometimes somebody else is going to bid on it.
Yeah, depending on what kind of shape the property in.
Right. And the location of the property.
And the location, yeah.
It can be in bad shape, but if it's like right on the corner of Main Street, somebody's going to want that property.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's a good way to get in the game. It's like that dude Ish on the Joe Budden podcast. Like, he sit there like a real estate mogul, but he not like, he a mogul, right? I'll give him his credit. But let's not act like he Donald Trump, where he just started buying skyscrapers. He started at the bottom, now he's here, just like us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Nate, that's dope, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Chef NYK got a joint.
Yeah, he says, what do you guys think about agricultural land? That'd be Nate's specialty. I don't know nothing about that.
Agricultural land is good. It's always smart to buy land because they aren't making any more of it. And depending on where it is, if you hold on to it long enough, a corporation is going to come in and try to buy it from you. Depending on where it is, like I would look at stuff around, like close to the interstate,
right?
Close to the interstate or like a major highway, stuff like that. We can find that kind of reasonable. I'll say jump on it.
Right. Right. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was gonna show you. It's a spot, man. It's a spot on Lamar Highway. I want to show you. Maybe we can look at it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's another spot. Remember the one I talked to you about a month ago, across from the racetrack?
Yeah.
I want to check that out too, man. Tomorrow when we get some time. But yeah, man. I guess that's it for how much more time you got?
I'm here. I got some more time.
You got okay, because I want to get back into this hip hop thing, man. Yeah, thank you for the info. And y'all listen. Let me do the thing about finances just real quick. Just real quick. I just want to do a quick rundown. People, I know finances stress you out because sometimes your deficit is greater than what you bring in. Right? Here's the thing with your finances. Your finances are your paycheck is not like gremlins. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna multiply if you add water. Right? It's not your finances, your monthly check is not gonna be like a chia pet. Right? But your spending can be. So what I'm suggesting to you, if you are, say, one of those that are stressed out about finances, about paying your bills and things of that sort, I would say consider this. Consider your needs and wants during the month, and whatever is not a need, cut it, and just do that. Right. And I know this sounds simple. I want to say this in 5 minutes or less. I'm going to do a presentation here. And I also just got in contact with a subject matter expert. Right. Credit score is important. Right. Go-to cash is important. The last thing you want to do is have your wife or husband get a flat tire and not have the money to repair your tire. Or your kids spring a field trip on you. Daddy, we got a field trip tomorrow, and you don't have any money. Or you go and draw money knowing that you can overdraft, but you know the bank is gonna that $35 you get is gonna actually cost you $60. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying to you is party people. When it comes to finances, it's another part of your life like you have to manage. Like your health. Manage your health. Manage your relationship. Manage your finances. All these things will tie in together. You'll notice the better your relationships and your finances are, the better your health is. Right? The better your health and relationships are, the better your finances are. It's like all these things tie in together. You definitely have to be a manager of things. So what I'm saying to you is, if you bring home $4,000 a month, right? And every time you do your bills, you're at $4,400. Go back, add every ounce of debt you have on a spreadsheet. Every ounce of it. Everything that you spend money on, put it on a spreadsheet, right? And then look at it, itemize it. Everything that you spend money on, everything. I'm talking all the way down to ATM fees. all the way down to Pepsi Colas. Put it on a spreadsheet, and then once you look at it, you'll realize that in those margins, like the ATM across town charges $2.50 per withdrawal, versus the bank is right around the corner. You can walk to that bank, and I went. If you're in East New York, scratch that, because East New York is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But if you can walk to the bank and just walk in and just wait in line and just withdraw from the teller, do that. Guess what that did? It saved you $3, right? And if you do that 6 or 7 times a month, you save somewhere between $18 and $21. And while that doesn't seem like a lot of money, it's a win, because now when you do that itemized spreadsheet for the previous month, you see that $4,400 has come down some. How much do you like Pepsi Cola? Do you have to go buy 4 $1.50 Pepsis a day? Right? That's $6 a day in soda. Right? And you only do it while you at work. You work 20 days a month. That's $120 in Pepsi Cola. Do you need $120 worth of soda? Hey, Nick, you see how absurd that sound, right?
Yeah, and also what I was going to say too about when you said going into the bank.
Yeah,
that's a good idea anyway, because you need to start building relationships with your bank. Get to know the people inside the bank, right. So they can let you know about deals they have coming up, and
right.
Specials on stuff, and they can say you may not qualify for a loan, but right. Since we have a relationship, they may work with you, to get you qualified for it. Right. So they can. You never know what they may be able to work out for you, but it's all about building that relationship.
Right.
Get to know Sarah in the office.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And Lil Mike and
right.
Big Mike. You know what I'm saying? and what the bank also offers is literature in the bank. They have literature scattered all over the place. Uh-huh. Right, for whatever it is, you want to know about how savings accounts work. They have the pamphlets there. You want to know what an IRA is. They have the literature with all types of retirement accounts in there. So you can go in and read up on retirement accounts, or they'll have things like you can get the web address. You can go on their website and read all these things, right? And here's the other thing too. I want to mention. Online spending, online shopping, right? When you bored or if you're emotionally down, do you really need another automatic vacuum cleaner? Right? Do you really need it? How many pair of sneakers do you really need? Do you have to buy 3 pair of sneakers a month? Can you live with just buying 2? Right? And so with that $100 pair of sneakers, well, some people it's $200. I'll just say $200. So you buy 3 $200 pair of sneakers every month. Cut that down to 2, right? And go back to that itemized list and see that $200 come off that list and see how much money you save. Right? Do you have to go out to eat 4 times a week? Down here, going out to eat is probably gonna cost you about $70. $70. Do you need to do that 4 times a week? Man, what is that? That's $1,120 a month on eating out. Do you need to eat out that much? I mean, some things that we could take away from our budgets. And listen, I understand the convenience aspect of it, but convenience for who? Because if it's a convenient meal, but you still gonna stress, how is it convenient? It might be convenient physically, but mentally and emotionally it's taxing because at the end of the month, you're complaining because you're over your budget by $400. You cut out that $1,120, now you're under budget by $820. Or you would take that $820, probably spend about $600 on groceries. So now you still have an extra $220 that you save just because you cook at home. And I understand that you want to go out and eat sometimes, but what I'm saying is going out to eat shouldn't be a necessity. Cook at home. How much do you want to be stress-free when it comes to finances? And I understand like entertainment is a thing, right? But listen, don't mix entertainment. Don't disguise necessity, entertainment as necessity, right? If you're gonna go out for entertainment, go out and have a good time, right? But don't disguise it, because all these things that you hide, disguise, all it does is it stresses you later on. I remember, so a good friend of me and Nate, our friend Steven, Big Steve, live in Colombia. I used to eat out. So this is the thing, y'all. I used to drive a big fancy truck. Oh, I'm sorry. In South Carolina, we call it a truck. I used to drive a big fancy truck. You know what I'm saying? And go out and went out to eat all the time. And your man put on so much weight that it was crazy, right? And then I was stressed out over bills. And then I was putting premium gas in a big gas guzzler, eating out, all types of just throwing money away. Throwing money. And I know I'm from New Jersey, so I don't pronounce R's in my words sometimes, y'all. So when I say throw, I really mean throw. But I say throw like that. So, I mean, that's just a Jersey thing, I guess. But yeah, when it comes to certain things, man, we got to be careful on how we spend our money, because we essentially, at the end of a certain period, we stress about money, right? And so if you're stressing about money, if you're always stressing about money, don't be a stressor, right? Because what happens is stressors do things like pay their credit card off, finally, wipe their forehead, get stressed out, and run their credit card bill back up. Because they stress shoppers. Like some people are stress eaters. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm suggesting to everybody is that if you're in that mode of having things, you know, stress you out, and like money and things of that sort, you have to learn how to manage it. Right? Do things like say for instance, a stress reliever for me, I will call Nate out of the blue and ask him for the best player on his fantasy football team and offer him nothing. And I'm like, Nate, give me your best player. And Nate will be like, well, what you offering? Nothing, a conversation. It's Uncle Freezy on the phone, baby. Ain't this enough? Nate will tell me to my face, hell no, it ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? But I call like, so if I'm stressing about something, if I'm down, instead of going on Amazon and spending, Chuck, I got stuff in the house, bro. I don't even, some of the shit I don't even need. Yeah, I got a fish tank back here with no fish in it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, man, the cichlids. I remember you saying the cichlids.
They died 2 months ago, bro.
Yeah.
It was a whimsical spend. I just bought it on a whim. I ain't put fish in there since Nate, I ain't put fish in there.
You better go down to Cooper River, grab some of them bass out there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But stuff like that right there, you know, you make stress purchases. Right? I got stuff in this room so packed with stuff I don't even need. Don't be a stress buyer. You know what I'm saying? Don't even stress over stuff. Call your friends and talk to them. If you need to be counseled by something, you know, pay for counseling. If you just need to laugh, call somebody and laugh. But But don't go on Amazon and buy 10 pairs of shoes and just put them up, just stock them up, right? Because they look nice, but you'll never wear them. Because you know what you did? You compounded your stress issue, because now towards the end of the month, when your money is short, you're going to stress even more. One of these days, hey Chuck, I'm gonna do a finance thing here. I got to do. I'm working on a spreadsheet. Put a spreadsheet together, man. I'm gonna work on sending it to people so they could put their personal finances on it, have pie charts on it, and all that stuff, so that people can understand where their money going. Because a lot of us, we stress over stuff like self-worth. And am I as cool as them? Maybe okay, like I got a homeboy, right? He always buying keyboards. I'm like, bro, how many keyboards you need? Like, your Uncle Freezy, you don't understand, man. I'm a musician, man. Different keyboards make different sounds, man. You got, bro, stop it. Stop, bro.
It's hard, man. I'm gonna shoot your man some bail only because he's right. All keyboards don't sound the same. A Yamaha don't sound like a Korg. A Roland don't sound like a Korg. It don't sound like a Nord. It don't sound like a Kurzweil. The Kurzweil pianos are probably some of the best pianos that you can buy, but all the other stuff on there, just like guitars, that ES355 don't sound like a Les Paul. Right. Don't sound like the Telly. A Telly don't sound like a Strat.
But with that, I would say just sell the ones you have and use that money to buy a new one. Awesome. Don't just keep the ones you have and then just keep buying new ones.
But what if I want to use it again?
but yeah, so that's the thing. That's the same thing with the shoes.
Right.
That's the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with the shoes.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that what I would suggest in that case is, if it's an emotional purchase, then that's one thing. If it's a business purchase, then that's something else. You need to create a business where these expenses can be written off as tax write-offs for your business. If you're a professional musician, you're in the music business, you're in the business of music, you're a company, you're an entity, then the government needs to tax you or repay you accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No,
so
you're right.
Instead of it just being a personal thing, it's how you manage it. It's how you manage it, man. So what I'm saying is, like, if you want to, because I know a lot of ladies stress over money. Ladies will stress over money because money to them means security, right? And so to the ladies, what I would say to that is, instead of thinking that money is security, you need to think that security is security. Security is security. Like are you, because the thing about security and money is you want to feel secure, right? Feel secure about what? I don't want to move no more. I moved around when I was a little baby. Man, my mother and father split up, man. They kept getting back together and they moved us around a lot. And so now that I'm in here, I'm just stressed that I want to, well, here's the thing. Stop eating out. Stop spending $1,120 a month on sitting in a restaurant or driving to Myrtle Beach all the time. Take that money when you send your house payment, take that money and apply it to principal. And guess what'll happen? You'll pay off that house eventually and you'll own it. And then you don't have to leave. And then you know what the other thing too is if you got it like that, right? Save that eating out money, pay your house payment 2 payments ahead. Pay it 2 payments ahead, then start paying on principal. That way, when the bill comes, you can just throw the thing on the coffee table and look at it when you feel like it. Right? I mean, not when you feel like it, but you know what I mean. You definitely got to look at it, make sure they ain't screwed you up, because nobody perfect. Even the mortgage company can screw you up, right? But if you pay your thing, your joint 2 months ahead, and then start paying down on principal, guess what you've done? You put yourself in a secure place, right? These are the type of things that we need to start telling people, man, because people stress all the time about things that they can control. They say, Uncle Freezy, we don't make enough money. We don't do, I be seeing, I'm saying, my coworker across town, she drives such kind of car. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. What I suggest to people all the time is this. It's as plain as this. When it comes to cars, a car is a machine. Eventually, it's going to break. Your house is a structure full of systems. There's a water system. There's an electrical system. All the it's a building full of, it's a structure full of systems. Sooner or later, something's going to break or get damaged. Right? It's just what it is. Right? You got to prepare yourself for it. With a car, you don't have to go out and buy you a brand new car. You can go, and people hate when I say this. Go to the auction, buy a lemon. Take that lemon to the local dealership and have them fix that lemon from the front end of that car to the back and get your warranty. Right? You buy the car for $800. They do that. They probably charge you $1,400, $1,500. You got a good running car for $2,300. Something break, you got warranty on some of those parts that you paid for. Now, I know that don't sound like the sexy way to do it. That don't sound like the sexy way to do it. But if you're in that mode where you're looking to save money, some of y'all car payment is $600 anyway. Think about this. You took $4,000, you put $4,000 down, $3,000 down, and your payment is $600. Right? $4,000. You could have went to the auction, bought you 2 cars, took both of them to the dealership, got both of them fixed from the front end to the back, and still not had a car payment. Right? Right? And you could have drove both of them cars, rotated them. Right? And then your budget would have came down. So it's not about how much money you make, it's what you do with it. And I know I sound like a miser because I will pinch the brown off a penny if they let me. I will pinch the brown off a penny if they let me, bro. But only necessary stuff. Only necessary stuff, bro. That's just me though. But if you want to be one of those, if you're stressing about money, about budgets, and how come Mr. Nate and his wife drive that nice truck and that nice car, and how come their house so nice? Don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. Don't worry about them. In life, you never compare yourself to nobody else. Height, weight, money, family, none of that. They got 3 kids. I need 3 kids. Nah, you don't never compare. You don't never compare yourself to others in life, right? That's what fools do, right? You know what I'm saying? If you see a fool and you want to be a fool, then you're a fool. But let me tell you something. The worst mistake you can make in your life is compare yourself to somebody else. Don't stress out, man. Don't stress yourself. A dude told me one time that he was working like 2 jobs and for some reason he couldn't make ends meet. Like, man, well, what kind of truck you driving? Well, I got a 2019 Toyota Tacoma. Really? Man, when them things came out, they was $43,000. No, it wasn't. It was $48,000. Okay. You got it new, right? Yeah, I bought it new. Okay, I ain't gonna guess, but based on where you live around here with me. Yeah, I know your payment probably at least $800, and I know it ain't no gas sipper because it's a truck. I know it ain't no gas simple, and I know you putting premium in it. You know what I'm saying? I know the insurance high. So you paying $800 plus $250 in gas and probably $300 a month in insurance. Is it worth it? Is it worth $1,100 is it worth $1,400 a month just to drive a new Toyota Tacoma?
It's not even new anymore.
That's not, Nate, you stealing my thunder, bro. I was just about to get to that, Nate. I was just about to get to that.
Maybe the Tundra, not the Tacoma.
I mean the big one, the Tundra.
Oh,
the
okay.
Tundra. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, the Tundra. Yeah, the Tundra. Yeah. Thank you for that, Chuck. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, man. Because I know the feeling because I used to drive a Ford F-150 extended crew cab.
Big boy, leg room.
Big boy, yeah. And that thing sound like a Porsche taking off out the yard, and it ride like a Cadillac. But $600 a month payment. You know what I'm saying? $300 in insurance. And I was driving to Columbia, South Carolina every day in that truck.
Yeah.
Putting the miles on it, baby.
Yes.
Tank of gas a day.
Yep.
Jeez.
And eating with Big Steve in West Columbia. Eating lunch. $40 a day. Money down the drain.
Wanna be a baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on them baller.
Crazy, right? Crazy, right?
Yeah.
When I could have been saving money. When I could have been saving money. And so I say that to everybody to say, man, listen, if y'all stressed out about stuff, man, listen, we probably need to start doing, well, eventually I'm going to start doing shows like getting your money right. Like getting your money right. You know, this is a lifestyle channel. Get your money right. Get your money up.
Yes, sir.
Right? You know, don't just throw your money away. Money is not meant to be thrown away. Trash is meant to be thrown away. And even in that, your trash might be somebody else's treasure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just wanted to get on that, man, because it was it had been on my mind for like a month and a half. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know whether to do the get your money right thing or get your lifestyle right. How to pick your friends. I'm gonna put how to pick your friends thing off for next year. Maybe next year we'll talk about how to pick your friends.
Honestly, that's both. I mean, they go together because you look at your circle. If you're the smartest person in your circle, you need a new circle.
Your circle is broken.
You gotta learn. You gotta be able to learn, be able and willing to learn from everybody around you.
Yep.
And if you're always giving out information, but you can never take any in, you gotta broaden your circle.
Yeah.
Because not only will that help you as far as, you know, getting ahead in life, but that can help your finances as well. Because if you're hanging around people that are always broke, they're going to do things that broke people do. So you're not really, you can't learn and grow because all of you are doing the same thing.
Right.
But the one person in that circle says, well, okay, no, I can't hang out with y'all. I got to stay in. I'm saving money this month.
Right.
My goal is to save $1,000 this month. You're like, wow, well, how are you going to save $1,000?
Right.
Like, well, you know, I can show you, and you may not save $1,000 this month, but I started out saving 100. Then you go from 100 to 200, and you know you move it up. But you hang around different people, you learn different things.
Yeah, and you'll learn too that certain friends that you have in your circle contribute to you being broke, not just by the mindset, little stuff. Like every time you smoke, they smoking out your pack. Like every time Chuck smoked his Gorilla Glue, one of our friends is trying to smoke the Gorilla Glue with Chuck. You know what I'm saying? They'll never buy Chuck nothing. Chuck got the Gorilla Glue and the Henny, right? And Chuck was like, yeah.
You got the Henny too? Oh, man.
Yeah, and your homeboy is like, Don't never contribute nothing. He just come and sit by Chuck. Yo, man, we got the hen and the Gorilla Glue over here.
Mhm.
And Chuck looking like, we? What you, French? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
I'm from the school of Yang Yang. Drink by myself, smoke by myself, pimp by my himself, for real.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So
That's it.
it's just one of them things. Nate, my bad, man. I ain't mean to drag you through it, bro. It was just something. I had stayed up all night thinking about this stuff, and then when I talked to Chuck this morning, I was gonna try to put the slides together, and then when I saw that you were running behind, I was like, yeah, you know what? I could just. And then I was like, what I do is just make it a show. I'll just make it a show. Maybe next week sometime. I'll do like a presentation on how to save money, how to budget. And Chuck, I also want to do a joint about how to build a business from scratch.
Okay.
From a successful business from scratch.
Okay.
Say like and from scratch, I say say with $1,000. Right, just like with $1,000, and y'all already know I'm talking about going straight to the car auction. So if you ain't in the cars, if you ain't in the cars, this might not be a thing.
Right.
But basically, how it works is go get you a car from the auction that's running halfway decent, fix it, sell it for double the money, go back to the auction, buy 2 cars, fix them, sell them for double the money. Go back to the auction, buy 2 more cars. Notice I didn't say 4 more cars, I said 2 more cars. This time, when you flip those 2 cars, put that other money away, and now your business is off and running.
Absolutely.
Off and running. Some Saturday afternoons when you laying around and you got Cheetos on your stomach and you watching Shaw Brothers karate flicks, you could be outside fixing your car and sell it.
Right.
For double the money.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You them Sunday afternoon when the Cowboys getting the brakes beat off them, you could be outside fixing your car. You know what I'm saying? The Cowboys ain't gonna win no games no way. You know what I'm saying? You could fix the car. Fix these cars, man, and flip them. And listen, and what I say, and you know, I live by the do right motto. Do people right. Don't do people wrong. Now do yourself right. Don't be no fool. Don't be no fool. Don't take no loss. This business. Like if you buy the car for $800 and you selling it for, you think you can get 25 out of it, they offer you 24. You like, I only paid 8 for it. I did spend like 5 or 6 weekends fixing it. I could cut 100 off it. But don't be no fool and sell it to them for 8. Because you got to account for all the time that you put in there. Because this is business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be no fool. Like you buy it for 8. They don't have to know that you bought it for 8. You know what I'm saying? You buy it for $800, fix it up. You sell it for $2,500. Rock and roll from there. Go to the auction, fix some cars, and sell. And that will be your business. And before you know it, you know, you got 7 cars. Now you got to move it to a lot or some grass or something. You know what I'm saying? You just can't have it in your yard with a for sale sign on it. Now you gotta put your 7 cars on some kind of piece of land. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, there's Uncle Freezy Auto Sales.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it all started with $1,000.
Well,
so yeah, man. So it's you know, and then before you know it, you be asking Mr. Nate if he can show you some commercial properties.
That's it. Let's do it.
Man.
So my question is, when we going to the auction?
Hey man.
Let me know.
Hey man, we gotta go. I gotta go sometime, man. I got a little joint, man. I'm thinking about. I ain't talked to Mocha about it yet, and she probably gonna say no because she be nervous. But I'm thinking about selling the little blue joint. selling it, see if I can get like $4,000 out of it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? See if I can get 4 for it, and go to the auction, and you know what I'm saying, get like 4 cars, fix them up, flip them, and go from there. But Mo probably gonna say no, because you know how she is. You always talk about doing something. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. Yo, but Chuck, you ready to get back to this hip hop real quick? Y'all got about 10 or 15 minutes, man? Now you got about 10 minutes?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah, man. So 80s hip hop. Nate, I said something behind the scenes to Chuck. I said I wouldn't say it live on air, but now I can feel compelled to say it. I'm almost ready to say that the girls in the 80s were better than the boys in the mid to early 80s. Not late 80s, not Rakim, not KRS-One, you know what I'm saying? Not Coogee Rap. But I'm talking about Chief Cowboy. I'm talking about Nucleus. Remember Jam on It? Jam on it. Yeah, you listen to a beat, rock it to the feet, stomp hands and something. Hey, jam on it.
But who are the girls in the early 80s?
Sparky D, Roxanne Shante looked like 85, 86.
So now, if you want to put MC Lyte in there, I mean, I can see where you're going.
Right.
MC Lyte or Queen Latifah.
Yeah, they more like.
But they more like late 80s.
Late 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
But think about it. Who was good rappers? Like, name, aside from LL Cool J, like who was really a good rapper in the early 80s? I said a hip hop. The hip to the hip hop. You don't stop the rock. I don't know if that's really.
Hey. Curtis Blow.
Curtis Blow, yeah.
Curtis Blow.
Yeah, Curtis Blow was
the
good.
Breaks.
Yeah. I like the Breaks. I like the Breaks, man. But all of them songs sound the same though. So my bell hit you with another bill. That's the Breaks. I'm like, I don't know.
But I mean, Curtis, that's what it was right then, though.
Master like, Curtis. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So I grew up. So I heard hip hop first in the 70s when dudes was like, I smoke a lot of Chiba, I smoke a lot of reefer, and I got a job as a street sweeper. It was whack, bro. It was whack. Chuck, these dudes was garbage, bro. They was garbage.
Yeah, but at the time that was fire because nobody was putting stuff together like that. No, so you got to look at the time it was too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, now and now look how they rap it now. I mean, right now, putting that out right now over a beat, nobody would even hear what you're saying. They just listen to the beat.
Yeah.
So.
But Nate, a dude was so trash. A dude was so whack, right? A dude with African Bambaataa and them, the dude was so whack that he couldn't remember his rhyme right. So all he said was when the beat came on, he was like, but
it worked. Hey, but it worked though. It worked though. That's all
I had to say. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, it might have.
It worked though. But that's what that song needed. And I bet he was like the ODB of that group.
Yeah.
You know, you need a banger. That's who you go to.
Yeah. I mean, there were great rappers, man. There was some dudes like Melly Mel in The Message when he said, "A child was born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. God smiling on you, but he frowning too, because only God knows what you'll go through. And so when you hear cats like that, you're like, okay, he rapping, right? And then you hear jam on it. You're like, oh my God, this is whack. But the medley was catchy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but again, that's two different. That's like two different states of rap.
Yeah.
You know, you got one with the actual message,
Right.
and then one that's for airplay.
Yeah.
Because look at the two and look at which one got played more.
Yeah.
You heard Jam on It a lot more.
Yeah, Jam on It was that jam.
Because that's what they were looking for. That's what the radio wanted to play. So that got the most airplay. Just like look at Self Destruction.
Yeah.
It was like that song was like an hour long.
Yeah. Yeah.
But look at how much airplay it got because they had a positive message. It didn't get that much airplay.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like that today. People want to be entertained more so than they want to be educated. You know, sometimes if you want to be educated, sometimes you still want to be entertained a little bit too. So yeah, and Chuck got the photo up. I can't even recognize. I know. I see MC Light in there, and I see Roxanne Shante, and I think that's Sparky D in the back. Man, yeah. Rappers come up. Yeah, rappers come a long way, man. It's come a long way.
But the question is it better than it was?
No. I don't think. I think it's all relative. I think it's all relative because even folks our age, sometimes we get nostalgic, and we say that era is better, and then in some moments we hear it, and you be like, man, I can't believe I used to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of them. It's like one of them things, man. So, but gents, man, I got to get out of here. I got to run. I got some stuff that I got to do before before I get behind. So, but Nate, I'll probably call you this afternoon, maybe.
Okay.
Now, maybe we can set something up for tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Chuck, chat.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for hanging out, man. I'm gonna get out of here. Appreciate y'all for coming through.
Yes, sir.
I will holler at y'all later. Chuck, you doing movies tomorrow?
Yeah, I can. I got something. I can do it.
Oh, okay. We can chop it up later though. Thank y'all for coming through. Peace, y'all.